unfortunately, I'm not here to do the bad ones right now. I'm going to talk about the good ones, the ones that make us proud. So that being said, how about I start with the first one? I'm going to do this like this. The first game on our list is an honorable mention because, hell, can't have an 11 list. Actually, I can, but whatever. Our number 11 game for our honorable mention is Fire Emblem Warriors. Hey, it's a damn good game, and it's a damn good Dynasty Warriors game, as well as a Fire Emblem game. It's just, for me, didn't have too much going for it past, the initial appeal. So that's why it's not higher in the list. With that being said, let's move on.
Don't mess with me, guys. Don't mess with me.
Number 10, and this is gonna shock a lot of people: Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild. For me, they're both even in the gameplay department, the story department, and overall the fun factor. And they both have the same negatives. So I decided to rate them evenly on my scale. So if I was to review both, they both would get the same score, guaranteed. But that being said, those games were both fun, they're both survival games, and they're both innovative in their own right. And I rate them evenly because one, I had the same amount of fun with both. A lot of hours were placed in both. Except for E4 put more hours in than me because she got everything, but neither here nor there. Number 9, Gravity Rush. Now, Gravity Rush is a really damn good game. A lot of people didn't even know about it. It's more like a superhero game that we needed. A lot of people don't really know about that. It's actually a really fun superhero game. The story is kind of chopped up, but it's a type of storytelling, and it actually works very well. It's like episodic / comic booky. Trust me, you'll like the game. I suggest everyone who loves Gravity Rush go pick that game up. It's actually a fun buy, and it's actually a good game. Trust me, you'll like it. My only problem is, it actually, what's the right word here? There's like a good extra 30 minutes that doesn't need to be there. Trust me. And I like the game. At number 8, Yakuza 0. Now, I like the Yakuza series. I love the Yakuza series. A lot of people don't know that I actually consider that game a lot better than Shingo. That's just my personal opinion. That's not everyone's opinion. It's my personal opinion. It's better than Shingo. Yakuza 0 allows you to take place before Yakuza 1 and Kiwami, and what makes it even funner, you get to use Goro. That's all I need. Just allow me to use Goro Majima, and or just give me multiple styles with Kazuma, and also just allow me to use Goro Majima. My only problem with the Yakuza series is I just kind of wish they allowed you, or they had English dubs. I mean, sometimes I get tired of reading the whole game, but that's neither here nor there. Don't worry about it, guys. Number 7, Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. That's right, folks. Another double one. For me, Sonic Mania is a fantastic game, but so is Sonic Forces. For me, Sonic Forces lacks what Sonic Mania misses, and Sonic Mania lacks what Sonic Forces misses. That's why I feel like they shouldn't have put the 2D Sonic in Sonic Forces, but in Sonic Mania, it's short. It's short as hell. You can literally beat it in one sitting. With all the Chaos Emeralds and 100% the game. Just one sit. Done. 100%. But, no. For me, both of those games are even, and they deserve the spot that I give them. Because they're both good games. A lot of people don't like Sonic Forces, but I guess. But hey, create your own Sonic character and not feel weird about it. It's actually a really damn good game. And so is Mania, but I'm not here to spark a Sonic debate. They're both good in my eyes. Number 6, Tekken 7. What do you say about a fighting game that had a good story or to me it had a good story, minus the narrator, but the story was still good and serviceable, and where somebody you genuinely love to hate, genuinely turn your opinion by the end of the game. Not to spoil it for anybody, but let's just say I felt for somebody differently by the end of the story than I did when I first knew about the character. I never liked the guy until this game, and now you fully understand him and you're like, oh, okay, I see why you did it. Over and fun online. I still have fun online, and they're constantly updating the game with special guest characters. We just got Geese. I mean, come on, son. We got Geese Howard. Geese, predictably Howard. That guy. Stand up. So that's a piece stupid. Let's move on to the next game.
It's getting dark, but I say I wanna go.
Number 5, Cosmic Star Heroine. Now, if I told you, let's take a game like Phantasy Star, combine it with Chrono Trigger, add the tints of teeny weeny bit Salt Bay, Xenogears, a little bit of Final Fantasy, and another teeny Salt Bay stuff of Mass Effect, and just put it in 2D with hand-drawn sprites and everything, you wouldn't believe me, would you? No. That would be Cosmic Star Heroine. Cosmic Star Heroine is actually a dang good game. It's actually very fun. It's like playing Chrono Trigger, and it adds new elements to the mix. There's no MP, for example, and there are team moves and everything. Granted, those are a little complicated to get. My only problem were the glitches and the bugs that plagued the game at the day one. They patched them out, thankfully, some of them. 1 or 2 of them still exist in certain spots of the game, but that's neither here nor there. Don't worry about those. Still, Cosmic Star Heroine was a blast from start to finish, and I truly recommend you picking that game up and playing it from start to finish. It's actually relatively a fun game, trust me on that, guys. The next few games on my list, let's just say they were all interchangeable. The top 4 games that I had of this year. And I really couldn't decide on any of them. And even me going back and look at them, because I'm looking at them from my other phone, it's very hard to just choose. Maybe I could alter 4 with 3 and 2 with 1, and it's very complicated. But these are the games that not only got me hooked for multiple hours. Like if you look at my save data, there are more than 62 hours on each of these. Combined, these 4 games have about 300 hours combined. Not saying like each combined. It's about 300 hours. One of these games have about, I'd say 170 hours by itself. Come on, okay. But that being said, I guess I gotta start somewhere. It's kind of hurting my soul a little bit. I'll start with number 4, Mario Odyssey. Again, this could actually be higher in the list, but I'll put it at number 4. Mario Odyssey is actually one of the greatest Mario games I've ever played in my life. It's that damn good. It's so good that even the theme song that they've been advertising is still great in the game. It's one of the greatest Mario levels of all time. Hell, they even have Pauline singing, like her mouth moving type singing, like that much detail. The gameplay innovations, the mechanics, the level design in this game, it's fantastic. I almost don't have a negative for the game. And if I have a negative, I don't even remember the negative. That's how much fun I've had with this game. Number 3. Crap. You know what? I'll do this. Shadow Tactics, Blaze of the Shogun. Now, Shadow Tactics, Blaze of the Shogun. When I say it's a damn good time from small developers, it's a damn good time. I had so much fun playing this game that required my mind. It says something when a game genuinely tells you we're not going to hold your hand at any point in time in this game, like a Metal Gear game, like Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Not 5. Don't worry about it. It genuinely says something when a game tells you the controls and then says, have fun. This game requires you to be stealthy and smart in any move you make. It genuinely tells you you have to think before you act. You get chances to retry. Hell, the game tells you to save every time you make a move on this game. That's how great this game is. From start to finish, from the first map to the last map, I genuinely had a blast. When you have situations where you're like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get past this? The situation's like, I got past this. Oh my goodness. That's how the game was for me. And it is a damn fun ride, from start to finish. And I hope everybody in the goddamn world plays that damn game. And yes, it came out for PlayStation and Xbox in 2017, just in case anybody says it came out for PC or any other day. I'm talking about for PlayStation and Xbox. Jesus. These next 2 games, the best part about them was not only their story, the music, but it's the atmosphere and the characters. Both of these 2 games are so good at what they do that, like I said, I really don't know what the number 1 game is. They both can be in the same spot. But if I had to pick one to put as number 2, I'm gonna have to say Persona 5. Persona 5 was a damn fun ride from start to finish. That if you're a PlayStation owner, you actually are legally required to play that damn game. That game was fun. I put 170 hours, that's the 170 hours I put into that game alone, and played it about 4 times now. I'm about to play it like 5 to 6 times because, you know, I'm Johan, I guess. Oops. But whatever. Still, not only was the music in the game fun, the bosses, the characters, the atmosphere, the level design, everything from A to B were checked off in the list, and the writing was fun. There are your jokes, you got your serious moves, you got everything in this game. One of my favorite themes in this game is not only the startup theme, not the boss music, but the final boss music in the game. The final boss has one of the greatest final boss soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. Period. Okay? But let me stop ranting on the game and move on to my number 1 game of this year. The only reason why it's my number 1 game because I have to put both of them down, and the number 1 game is this. My number 1 game this year has to go to a game that not only had one of the greatest soundtracks, one of the most thought-provoking endings, right? And multiple characters to play with. And it's a pretty smart piece of writing. In case you don't know, Nier Automata. Nier Automata is one of the greatest games I've played this year. You want to know why? I just said why. And multiple endings, thought-provoking characters, and great themes that work well with what you're doing. It works here and here, damn near teared up by the end of the game. Slightly. I didn't like cry. But I damn near teared up because of something that happens in the game. And hell, the game, I don't know how to put this. But whatever, don't worry about it. That game is a must-play for all PlayStation 4 owners as well. That game is one of the greatest games for me, just simply because it's fantastic. I can't really go into too much detail without spoiling it, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who have not played the game. For anybody who has played the game, trust me, it's one of the greatest games of all time, up to 2017. That being said, now that I've got all that out, the bad games and the disappointing games will be on the same list, and that's going to be a completely different tone. Trust me. I have two lists, and oh my god. But, that being said, I would like to share something special with you guys. I have a Discord server. You want to know how you get access to that Discord server? Just donate to my Patreon at www.patreon.com/gofuckyourself. Please don't type that in. Obviously, I don't have a Patreon. Simple. The Discord server will be in the description. It'll be the first one on the description. Trust me. It's going to be there. So if you want to have a chat, if you want to chat with me, if you want to chat with E4, we're both going to be there on Discord. And we both will be able to answer questions, or you'll be able to chat with me while I'm making videos, editing videos, or you can chat while playing games. You know, hit me up once in a while, just in case you want to. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. But hey, like I said, you have a Discord server, join us. Okay, join WowFang. Just subscribe today. If anybody got that reference, I got $5 for you. That being said, this is done. I hope you guys have a new year. The disappointing list will not be out until about January. Because I kind of want to wait till January. It's about to be New Year's, guys. You enjoy it. But if it's already past New Year by the time this gets uploaded, hey, it's January. So what? That being said, there were a few games that I did not get a chance to fully play through yet. Therefore, they're not a part of this list. Those games included Uncharted Lost Legacy, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and Cuphead. I didn't get a chance to fully play through those games yet. So, they would have been on the list, but by the time I compiled the list and everything, I'd even beaten none of those. And I'm not about to put any of those on the list and not completely beat the game, or be damn near done the game. I have to at least be 75% or more done with the game before I review it, or I put it on the list of greatest games of all time. Because I mean, I only beat one boss in Cuphead, and now I'm waiting for another controller so I can play with my wife. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 hasn't reached my Switch yet because I'm trying to 100% Mario Odyssey, and I haven't gotten Uncharted yet. And I would have put Gundam Versus on that list, but Gundam Versus and me right now aren't friends because I simply sold it because the game has the worst DLC packages of all time. That being said, guys, I will catch you later. Discord's in the link, description I meant, and have a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and Kwanzaa and all that good jazz. And if it's past that, what up with your New Year, cuz?